The morning sunlight spilled softly across the kitchen counter of Travis Kelce's Kansas City home. It was one of those rare off days. No practice, no press, no chaos. Just a quiet cup of coffee, his laptop open to game film, and the comfortable silence that comes from being alone. He leaned back in his chair, rubbing his eyes, when his phone began to buzz on the granite counter. Once, twice, then again and again, urgent, persistent. He frowned, glancing at the screen. Jason at first. Travis smiled. His big brother usually called to joke around, to share a funny story about the girls, or to plan the next family get-together. But something about this call felt different. The kind of different that made your heart skip before you even answered. He swiped the screen. "Jay, everything okay?" Jason's voice came through tight, almost shaky. "Trav, we need to talk. Right now." Travis straightened, instantly alert. "What's wrong? Is Kylie okay?" The girls. Jason paused. The sound of his breathing filled the silence. "They're fine, physically. But there's something else. Something you need to hear about Taylor." The room seemed to tilt slightly. "About Taylor," Travis said slowly. Jason's tone was sharper now. "Do you know what she's been doing?" Travis tried to lighten the tension. "She does 100 things a day, Jay. You'll have to narrow it down. Don't joke with me," Jason snapped. "I'm talking about our family, our business, our private life. She's been looking into us, Trav, into me." Travis blinked, unsure he'd heard right. What Jason's next words came out like a blade. "She's been investigating our family." The silence that followed was heavy enough to feel physical. Travis gripped the edge of the counter, his pulse quickening. "Investigating? That doesn't sound like Taylor. What are you talking about?" Jason's frustration poured through the line. "Then explain this. My bank called this morning congratulating me on paying off all my debts. The mortgage, the cars, the business loan, even the girls' school tuition. Over 200 grand gone." Travis blinked. "You didn't pay it off?" "No," Jason snapped. "Someone else did. And when I asked who, the bank said the payment came from a trust in Nashville. When I pressed for details, they told me the person behind it wanted to stay anonymous, but the funds were processed through a law firm that handles entertainment finances." Travis's stomach dropped. Jason's voice cracked. "I called the firm. They refused to tell me anything." But before hanging up, the assistant accidentally called me Mr. Swift. Travis shut his eyes, exhaling slowly. "So, tell me," Jason said, his voice trembling, "did you know? Did you know your girlfriend just wiped away my debt like she was doing me a favor? I swear to God, Jay, I had no idea." Jason didn't answer. The silence that followed wasn't just quiet, it was hurt. Travis ran a hand through his hair. "Jay, maybe she overheard something. Remember that dinner in February? You mentioned Wyatt's tuition being tight. Taylor was in the kitchen that night. Or that talk with Dad on your back porch about maybe selling the house. She was playing outside with the girls. She might have overheard." Jason hesitated, his tone softening slightly. So she heard me complaining and decided to fix it. Travis sighed, but she probably thought she was helping. That's who she is. She listens, and she cares. Jason let out a bitter laugh. That's not caring, Trav. That's pity. She turned me into a charity case, Jay. Travis said gently, you're not a charity case. You're my brother. As she did it because she loves you. Because she sees you as family. Jason's tone grew sharp. Again, you don't understand. This isn't about the money. It's about pride. About her stepping into something that wasn't hers to fix. Travis started pacing, frustration creeping into his voice. If she wanted to make a scene, she would have done it in public cameras, headlines, a big donation moment. But she didn't. She did it quietly through lawyers, so you wouldn't feel embarrassed. Jason was silent. Travis could almost hear him thinking. Then, softer, Jason said, why didn't she just ask me first? Because she knew you'd say no. Travis replied, as she wasn't doing it for credit. She did it because she saw someone she cared about hurting. Jason's voice cracked, barely above a whisper. I'm scared, Trav. Travis stopped pacing. Of what? Of what this means? What if she thinks we're not good enough for you? What if she's trying to buy her way into our family? Travis's heart ached at that. Jay, when Taylor was sick last month, burning up with fever, all she could talk about was YS dance recital. She was terrified she'd disappoint your daughter. And 2 weeks ago, when you posted Elliot's science project, she sent it to her foundation and got the school new lab equipment. You know what she told me? Any school that sees Elliot's potential deserves to be supported. Jason's voice trembled. She did that, yeah, Travis said softly. She doesn't see you as charity. Jade, she sees you as family. Jason sighed deeply. But we never asked for help. We've always handled things ourselves. Travis smiled faintly. When does that ever stop family from helping? Did you ask Dad to help with your down payment? Did you ask me to babysit when Carly had surgery? Did you ask Mom to meal prep during football season? No, Jay. We just did it. That's what family does. Jason muttered. That's different. Travis's tone softened. Is it? What do you think Taylor is to me? Jason hesitated. She's your girlfriend. Travis's voice grew firmer. No, she's the woman I'm going to marry. The one I want to build a life with. She's not just my girlfriend, Jay. She's my family. Which means she's yours too. Jason fell silent. Travis continued. If her family was struggling, her brother, her parents, wouldn't you help them if you could? Because helping isn't weakness, Jay. It's love. Jason exhaled slowly. I just don't want her to think we're using you to get to her money. Travis chuckled softly. Jay, Taylor has more money than she could ever spend, and more people trying to use her than you could count. Don't you think she knows the difference between love and greed? Jason gave a quiet laugh. She really does fit into our chaos. Exactly, Travis said. She didn't pay your debts to rescue you. She did it to free you. To give you one less thing to worry about, so you can keep being the amazing dad, husband, and brother you already are. Jason's tone was calm now, thoughtful. If you marry her, will things change between us? Travis smiled softly. Yeah, our family's going to get bigger, louder, and maybe a little crazier, but better, always better. Jason chuckled, shaking his head. You promise, I promise. There was a pause. Then Jason said, I think I need to talk to her. Not to give the money back, but to understand. I want to hear why she did it. Of course, Travis said. Come over for dinner tonight, Jason added. Carly's making lasagna. The girls have been asking when Aunt Taylor's coming over again. Travis froze, smiling. Aunt Taylor? Jason laughed. Wyatt started calling her that last week. Apparently, girlfriends are temporary. But aunts are forever. Travis felt his throat tighten. Thanks, Jay. Jason's voice softened. Maybe accepting help doesn't make me weak. Maybe it just means I've got family who loves me. That evening, The sun dipped low over Philadelphia as Travis and Taylor pulled into Jason's driveway. Through the window, they saw Wyatt and Elliot waving excitedly. Taylor smiled nervously. "What if he's still mad?" "He's not," Travis said. "He just needs to hear your heart." Before they could knock, the front door opened. Jason stood there, serious, but not cold. "Taylor," he said simply. "Jason," she replied, steady but gentle. "I'm sorry not for helping, but for not talking to you first. I didn't want to make you feel small. I just wanted to make things a little easier for you and Kylie." Jason looked at her for a long moment, then stepped aside. "Come in, dinner's ready. The girls want to show you their dance routine." Inside, the smell of lasagna filled the air. Wyatt ran straight into Taylor's arms, giggling. Laughter spread through the room like sunlight, and as Jason watched his daughters dance around Taylor, he realized what Travis had been saying all along. It had never been about money. It had been about love, about family. Later that night, after dinner, the house grew quiet. The girls had fallen asleep on the couch, the air filled with the faint hum of peace. Jason stood by the window, looking out at the night sky. Travis walked up beside him, handing him a glass of bourbon. Jason took a sip and said softly, "You were right about her." Travis smiled. "Took you long enough." Jason laughed quietly. "She didn't do it for show. She did it because she already saw herself as part of us." They both looked toward the living room. Taylor curled up beside Kylie, laughing softly over something on her. Found Jason's voice was low. "You picked one hell of a woman." Travis grinned. "Nah, I think she picked us." Jason chuckled. "Then we're lucky she did." From the kitchen, Taylor called teasingly, "You two coming?" Or just standing there getting emotional? Travis smiled, clinking his glass with his brothers. "Coming." As they walked back toward the warm light and the sound of laughter, Jason finally understood. Family isn't about who gives or who needs help. It's about who stays, through pride, through mistakes, through love. And that night, surrounded by warmth, laughter, and forgiveness, the Kelces became something even stronger than a family. They became a home.